77.
Hey everybody, we are back from break with more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. When we left our heroes, they were in the same place, if not the exact same positions, as where we started. Fighting the Sethian Scourges in the Immortal Vale, but with progress made. They have defeated the fleshy form of Sarakath, the Spirit Naga, and trapped her soul in the soul jar along with her sisters. And now there are 2 Bone Nagas to fight. So, let's see how that progresses. At the top of the round, we've got a Bones. Please roll me a d20.
Let's roll 1d20.
He's rolling d20s.
Alright, you're Gucci. What would you like to do?
Matched up. Main. I want to commence the stabbing, please.
Commence the stabbering.
And I would like to just do the stabbing. Okay, advantage, main hand. Snaking.
22 definitely
44.
hits. Alrighty.
I did 44 damage.
44
Did you use
damage.
Your special ability, or were you?
I didn't
saving
hit
that?
it. I didn't hit him yet with
Oh.
that one.
Gotcha.
44 damage.
And at this point, it seems kind of stupid to use on this one.
And as you connect with that blow, right, like, you see the whole form of the Bone Naga Excrutha. You see it shudder and slow just slightly as the bar ticks down yet again.
Sexual. When I hit someone with my Naga killing dagger, do I have a choice whether or not to rend its AC, or does that just happen?
Yeah, it's just like any other activated ability. You get to choose to activate it or not.
Okay, well then I will use my offhand attack with that, but I will not be doing. Which one of these is? I don't have an offhand wind spike. Alright, whatever. Just minus 6 damage.
Okay, 23 hits.
Yeah, so 3 damage, because I don't get the plus 6.
There a reason you're not rolling advantage?
I guess because I ticked it off.
Yeah.
Just 3 damage.
Okay. 3 damage.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me roll my Serpent's Fang and see if that crits.
Could have been a crit.
It didn't. Almost.
Oh, it was close. Closey. Okay. So, you all have surrounded Excrutha, the Bone Naga now, and begun to just wail on its form. Portions of its bones have begun to splinter. The animated form is beginning to slow. That is the end of your turn, Bones. Matashtai, you're up.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oop.
I'm
Wrong
going
thing.
to reposition and accept the attack of opportunity.
Okay. Bullywug gonna bullywug. Will poke you at advantage.
Would it be an advantage?
Yes, because the
I don't
attack
leave-
is made.
I leave here.
Okay, sure. Doesn't matter. It
Right.
was a 24.
Oh, it still hits.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. It was a 24. But good point.
I knew I
out.
should have
So-
pushed that bullywug into the lake below.
So 9 piercing damage, and please roll a. Never mind, you're immune. Don't roll anything. Just take 9 piercing damage. Get out of here. Also, I got a nat.
Fuck
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Job done.
I commence the stabbering.
He's stabbing. Ooh, he's stabbing. 26 hits.
Shablamo.
Shablamo. Connect.
Okay.
You don't have to keep rolling.
Okay.
You connect.
You're pausing, like waiting for me to do something.
You connect, and the animate form of Excrutha, the Bone Naga, under the assault that has been given by your party, she's unable to withstand it, and you see portions of her begin to fall. Right, so you see sections of like rib and spine and things like that begin to clatter down after your blow, and there's a brief pause right as you realize she is falling apart, and the last thing to actually kind of like fall out of the air is her animate head, her skull, that clatters to the ground in a pile of bones. She did.
Yeah.
Dead this time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then I'm gonna run back over. I'm gonna push this bullywug off the cliff.
Okay, are you actually making a push attack?
Yeah, I'm pushing him.
Okay, push
Him. Yeah, get that piece of shit out of here. He definitely won't leap directly back up.
Push me, push.
Like 40 feet.
He's a fucking frog.
What's the jump height of a bullywug?
Push me, push.
Also, it's out of water.
Out of water.
Please roll me a athletics check, my good sir.
Get pushed.
17. Okay, he's going to try to avoid. He's just going to try to like push back.
Fuck you!
He pushed back. He like you rush up and try to like shove him off with Tonbokiri, right? Like braced like that, and he just meets you with his spear and it's just like holds you at bay.
It's fucking frogman.
This frogman has it out for you.
All right, I'm moving up here so I can continue my battle with this frog. And
Okay.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to flurry of blows and heal myself twice.
All right, fantastic.
Bop,
Bop bop. Bop bop. All right, 12 like you're hitting
guy.
key points on your body and feeling like the injection of invigoration, and all right, there we go. That is the end of your turn.
Guys, the newest generation.
Scrutha is dead. Ashes, please roll me a d20.
What a god, dude. Did I roll a d20? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Don't forget to heal your
I am
regeneration.
maxed out. My bar just does not work.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting.
I'm not, but I did heal.
All right.
The
The Bone Naga before you falls to the ground inanimate. What would you like to do?
I'm going to fly back to my position in the hole.
All right, Bullywug, stat
Bullywug gets an
again.
attack.
Hey, bud. Before
Big miss.
Before you do that, you remember nobody can get past that thing,
Yeah.
so nobody can flank you, or ever get.
I can't get past it.
I think
That's my
he's
point.
suggesting letting it come out so you guys can surround it. I think is what he's saying.
Oh.
I mean, do what you want to do.
Right.
I was just.
But the
I'll attack frog.
you're attacking frog instead. Okay, by all
Attack
means.
frog. Probably a miss.
16 just hits. They are not especially well armored or dodgy.
13 damage.
13 damage. Frog
Do we,
takes a hit
do
and
we
is
really
like.
want to kill the frogs?
Yeah, this is non-lethal.
Okay, 15 misses.
I'm cutting him non-lethally.
I mean, you can hit him with the flat of the blade, or like hit him with the pommel or something like that.
Yeah,
30
I'm
hits.
concussing him non-lethally.
Add another 17 to that damage, non-lethal.
Another 17. Frog is still standing, but you kind of smacked him silly.
You got some gum there, Jay?
What?
You got some gum? You chewing on some gum?
Are you just trying to blow a bubble? He's trying.
I was just
All
curious.
right. Is that the end of your turn?
It's the end of my turn.
Washed a whole pack of gum the other day.
Fantastic. All right. The duel continues between Matashtai and the Bullywug he is battling against.
Duel.
What's this one's name? I'll need to know the name of
Cool.
Matashtai's rival.
Cool.
It's cool.
Cool.
He's gonna try to stab you, Matt, at normal. 14, that's a big ol' miss. And
Oh,
he's gonna
sounds about right.
bite you. 15, big ol' miss. Alright, alright.
Yeah, I finally survive around not getting my ass beat by this guy.
I mean, okay. I think he's done like a total of like 15 damage to you or
He
something.
has done
like
more
that.
to me than the fucking Scourges.
That is not true. That is bullshit. Sarah Cath did.
Absolutely true.
You complained when Sarah Cath crit you and did a quarter of your HP.
You did do that.
He
You're a
has done more
liar.
damage than that fucking crit.
You're a liar. Oh, okay. All right. He's done. Ezra, please roll a d20 for me.
Well,
You are Gucci. The battle goes well, seemingly. You and your allies have felled the Bone Naga form of Excrutha, and now only the Bone Naga form of Sarakath remains.
so I'm gonna zoom
Zoom zoom.
up there, and then I'm going to firebolt the bone bitch.
Okay, sounds good.
Christ.
26 definitely hits. 17 damage. Very nice. Scatters into the bones of Sarakath. And that is your turn. And if that is the end of your turn, it is Sarakath's turn now. And she moves up and attempts to coil this
No,
froggo.
cool!
That's a miss.
Oh, he's a god! God amongst frog!
And then she tries to bite his head off.
Oh, he's a god!
As that happens, you see, nothing.
Wisdom. Okay.
Okay. And that is the end of Sarakath's turn. And this frog, who is fighting against Ashes, is going to try to stab Ashes. That's a 16, it's a miss. And a 15 is fighting ineffectually against Ashes. Unlike against Matashtai.
Patty, block.
So, alright. Ezra. You realize just from like your internal clock, right? Like that the end of your spell is approaching.
Nah, we're fine. We got plenty of time.
So,
Ashes stay as close to the allies the entire time.
all right, Bones, top of the round. Please roll me a d20.
I rolled a 4.
You're
I'm
good.
unclear on what exactly
What
I
would you
rolled.
like
It
to
was-
do?
I was cocked as hell. I want to. I don't think I ever hit it with a normal dag, did I?
I don't know.
Probably not. I will. Well, I knew what I wanted to do, and now I don't. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I want to dive through it, Jeremy.
Okay.
I want to dive through it.
Okay.
So I'm behind it.
Roll me. You're gonna have to go through multiple squares in order to accomplish this. So I'm gonna say roll me and.
This square. That's one square. Doop. Doop.
That's.
See that? Doop. Doop. Look, I'll do it again. Doop.
Okay.
Doop. Doop.
You're also phasing through wall.
Yeah.
It's still 1 square. Fuck off.
Boop.
Boop.
Pretty sure I still have a good idea of what I want you to do.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever you want me to do. I've decided that's what I'm doing.
Just trying to verify something real quick, because there is actually rulings for it, I believe. Okay. Technically, you can only move through an enemy's space if it is at least 2 sizes larger than you.
There's only 1 size.
Sarakath
Okay,
is
I will
only
do it.
1 size larger than you, but we've talked about this in the past. I'm okay utilizing something like an acrobatics check in order to kind of like tumble through locations. However, because that is a part of the mechanics, and there are special abilities like is it gnomes or is it halflings get the ability to move through halflings, right? So to not diminish those choices, right? It's going to be acrobatics at disadvantage.
I not do it then. Never mind.
Say what?
I said I not do it then.
No? Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Is it gonna cost my action to do this?
No, it won't cost your action, but if you fail to do it, your movement will be eaten. And
Fair enough. I want to do it.
Okay. So DC is just gonna be a 15.
Damn, I actually can fail that. Okay. Oh, I did fail
Yeah,
it.
motherfucker.
No, I meant it. Yeah, yeah. Woo!
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah. Well, technically, I met the check, Jeremy.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
It's still a natural 1. But...
Yeah, but we have and probably always will play. Ah, you know what? I was talking about that earlier though, like the idea of I kind of agree with the 1D&D concepts of like it being lame that high level adventurers still have a 5% chance to fail anything, basically.
I don't care. Whatever.
I think I'm willing to go with meets it beats it ability checks scenarios. So have at it.
Okay.
You tumble through.
Yeah, I tumbled. Woo, tumbled.
You tumble through. You are now on the edge of the writhing snake cavern.
Snake cave.
So
I'll go right there.
okay. You're now more than on the edge of the writhing snake cavern.
I don't know what that means. Am I gonna become snake?
I don't know.
Me
What do you
either.
want to do for your turn?
I want whole action.
Hold action for
Need a
sneak attack.
fireball here in a second.
Snake.
Okay, hold action for snake attack. Gotcha. Matashtai, you're up.
I am going to move down and commence. We're not going to get to help him out.
You
there.
you did it right there. Boom.
I did it.
Yeah,
Done
snake
and done.
time.
Snake time immediately triggers. Oh, sorry. I literally went right through it. At the end of your turn, Bones, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. It's this button. 23.
The wall touches you.
No, don't touch me, wall. That's weird.
It's
Do I
cold
feel it touch me?
and a little abrasive. Yeah, you feel it. You feel it touch your back.
Oh, weird. Does
And
it like caress me?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like writhing, so it kind of like rubs up against you, and kind of like you feel cold, right? But also kind of like the feel of scales moving across you.
Weird snake cave.
Okay, and then you stab it with a 19, and that's a hit. So
Snake.
snake.
Okay, we
Well,
did it.
18. Very good. All right, Matashtai,
Plus-
continue your turn.
30.
Okay. I move here and commence the smacking.
Come in, smacking.
Smack.
At advantage.
Smack at advantage.
Advantage.
Okay, that's a hit.
24. Second attack at advantage.
11 damage. 26
Smack.
hits.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
16
Punch at
damage.
advantage.
27 hits.
Punch.
Second punch at advantage.
Punch.
22 hits.
Punch.
Very nice.
That's the end of my turn.
All right, after the literal flurry of blows, Sarah Kath, writhing, gnashing. It's I mean, if the previous battle is anything to gauge by, you're doing well.
Yeah. If the wall can stop touching me, that would be ideal, though.
Ashes, you're up. Please roll a d20. Also, I need a drink in a momento. I mean, continue.
Yeah,
I'll be
he's
right
good
back.
to go.
Hey, I want to non-lethally continue striking this frog. I think.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna. I think I have a general idea what his AC is. A 22 probably hits,
That's a hit.
and it does 21 damage.
Dear
that-
Lord, that's a lot of
crimson
damage.
rock.
That's near max roll.
Frog goes down.
Oh.
You,
Yeah,
you clock the frog in the head, frog goes down.
What was that one's name? Island or some shit?
Quirp.
Corp. That was not close.
All right, Mitch, do you want assistance with your rival or?
Just push him in the water.
Push him in the water.
I already used my action to attack, so the only option I have is to continue to attack.
You can
Well,
still
you can
push
replace-
is an attack action. Yeah,
Yeah, you replace one of your attacks with a push.
with a push. Or a grapple, or,
Okay. Then I will run over here, use my
Otherwise,
attack
that would
action to push him this direction.
That'd be
Alright.
less used than fucking dodge. Or help. God.
you gotta beat a 20.
He's a god.
No,
He's
gone.
a
I can
wolf
get a
that has
20.
advantage.
Easy. 28.
20. You needed the
I'm
advantage.
saying,
That's
no
funny.
advantage. Your ass wasn't beating him.
Shut up.
That's true. Dude, he is a god.
Oh god.
He's gonna go kill Zetlol now.
Hey, maybe you're right. Cool is the new generation. All right. The bullywug is shoved off the cliff and plummets 40 or 20 feet down into the water.
Bleh.
Okay. Cool. Anything else for your turn?
Gonna hop back up.
Because I
quiet in
attacked,
coral
I should
armor.
be able to use my bonus attack action to do a third attack, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna turn around and smack the bone naga.
Smacker.
Smack-a-la-lack-a-da.
Another 21 on there.
Very nice.
Exact
Damn.
same roll.
Fucking smite damage. Yeah.
Very good. All right, cool.
Wait. That would not be an advantage.
It still would have
I
hit
think
with the
27
29.
still hits.
All right, yeah.
29 or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. You hear a splash as the bullywug is shoved from the cliff, lands in the water, then Ashes in like one smooth motion pushes, turns, flurries, slashes across Sarah Kath, and then you hear a second splash and then see the bullywug climb back up over the edge of the cliff, right back to where it was.
Blood for the blood god.
And as he comes up, he tries to, like, there's this moment where he's like climbing up the ledge and he tries to stab Matashtai. Oh, fuck.
29. Somehow.
20.
Fucking 20. Good enough. 9 more damage.
9 more damage. At least you don't have to check to see if you're paralyzed.
I do think that he's done the most damage.
At this point now, he absolutely has. He misses with his bite, though.
Oh my god, he missed.
Ezra, you're up.
Let's give this one guy all of our magic items and then leave.
Europe. Asia.
I'm not against that at this point. Like, promote this man to command. Promote this man to chief of the Bullywug.
Cult, you have been demoted.
He gets Yerk's greatsword for sure.
Point of inquiry.
Could you
Jeremy.
imagine? He'd be a
Sir,
god.
yes, sir.
Concentration.
Yes.
Does its duration last until the start of my turn of that? So in theory, we're talking 10 rounds.
When I put you have 3 more basically. So when it hits turn 10 on the tracker,
Yep.
right, and gets to your turn, that's when it ends.
At the start of my turn of that turn.
I believe so.
Okay. I'm just getting clarification here because
So you basically have 3 more turns, including this one. You have 3 more turns. Well,
Yep.
you have 2 more active turns, and then on the 3rd turn, it'll
is when
end.
it drops.
So that's when you and Ashes need to be not next to allies or things
Well,
you
we're
don't want to
both
kill.
next to all of our allies, and you know, suicide pact. Firebolt.
I'm down to play a new character. We've only been doing this for fucking ever.
Firebolt. 20 hits, absolutely. Another 8 damage. Okay, cool. Anything else for your turn?
And my turn.
All right. Start of Sarah Kath's turn. The Bone Naga does not know fear. It does not know. It does not have a survival instinct. It is a mindless killing machine. So it is going to mindlessly target one of you 4. Matashtai, Bullywug, Ashes, Bones. Matashtai. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's going to try to coil Matashtai. That is an 18.
That hits.
It's 5 slashing damage. Matashtai is
Cool.
now grappled and restrained.
No, Matt, no.
And he's... Sarah Kath is going to try to bite the target it has advantage on, so that's going to be Matashtai. It's a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Another 8 piercing damage. There you go. The Nagas have done roughly equal damage to the Bullywug to you now.
Yes, both Nagas and both Bone Nagas have almost equaled cool.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Matashtai is restrained. Warp is unconscious. That guy's
Cool's
unconscious.
about to have a field day. Goddamn restrained Matashtai.
Right?
Damn it.
All right. At the top of the round, you all hear this horrendous roar.
Great.
As and you look over your shoulders and you see Zetlal with nine
dead?
heads.
How many did she start with? 7? 5?
5.
Okay.
With 9 heads, or sorry, no, it would be
Only two.
it would
Only
be
2 got ripped off.
it would be 10 heads
Get two.
actually. 3 heads got
Oh,
ripped off,
got
but
ripped off,
as
okay.
they're yeah, so no, because
So,
it would be
that would be
5 down to, and
You
then
cut off one, you get 2.
yeah,
You cut off another one, you get 2 more.
3. So it'd be 8 heads. 8 heads. Did I say 8 heads the first time? No, I said 9 heads
said
the
10.
first time. I said 9 heads the first time, and then I bumped it up to 10. It's 8 heads. Basically just ripping the froghemoth apart, right? Like, you see the bulk of the body up in the air, like raised up out of the water by the multiple heads, and then you see the heads just go in different directions, tearing the stitched together form of the froghemoth
Drawn and quartered.
asunder.
Yeah, fuck you, Rupert Grint.
Wow. Okay. Bones. Also at the top of the round.
That's me.
I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw. Your DC is 20.
That's quite high.
Squiggly walls are.
I
gonna
rolled
have
a
their way with you.
24. The walls do, all of a sudden there's this kind of like ripple through them, and they do more than just brush up against you. It's like they try to wrap around you and pull you deeper into the cavern. But you were able to kind of like wriggle out of the way. And now I need you to roll a d20.
Okay. 1d20.
No.
I rolled a natural 20.
Very nice. Okay, you are good to go. What would you like to do?
First, I will add my HP plus 5.
Very nice.
And then I will.
Very nice, by the way.
I will attack with my. I'll do a little switcheroo. So wind spikes in my main hand, and I will attack with that.
Very nice. Love it.
26. I will activate the AC Rend.
Okay. All right. And again, specifically because this is a Bone Naga, that is -10 rather than -5. So Sarakath's AC is now 8.
I'll take my snake. And then I will offhand attack with the Serpent's Fang. I do not have an offhand button for this, so it will be -6 on the damage.
Okay.
I clicked it. I'm waiting.
Well,
There it
we're
is.
waiting. There we go. Nice.
It is 4 damage.
Okay, 4 damage. The bar ticks lower, but Sarakath still stands.
And now you said that this put me well in the Serpent Cave. Does this put me not in the Serpent Cave?
You're right on the edge there at that point.
Does that mean they're still going to touch on me?
It seems like it's less likely, but potentially still possible.
Oh well. I'll hold there for my allies.
Okay. Brave man. That is the end of your turn. Matashtai!
Snake attack all the time. I don't even care.
You are wrapped up inside Sarakath. The Bone Naga is sluggish, slow moving. Many of her bones splintered and broken by you and your allies' assault. And there's this fucking frog person that keeps stabbing you.
Fucking frog, dude.
What do you want to do?
I whirlwind and try to fucking slash my way out of here.
Okay.
Slash.
Would be at disadvantage, but because you have an ally flanking.
Thank God you AC rended.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you
Actually.
I was trying. I just couldn't get
And
to
that's it. That's the 7. She had 7 HP left. In the midst of Sarakath, Matashtai just kind of like whirls, and 2 ribs break, and Matashtai is just like, I'm fucking out in that immediate instance.
Take the dodge action before he kills you.
No longer
No,
restrained.
I'm pushing his ass in the water. Wait, he jumped back out, didn't he?
Yes, he just jumps back up.
Well, he didn't. He wasn't able to jump all the way back up, but he was able to jump most of the way up and then climb the rest of the way up. So, Sarakath, the last remaining of the Sethian scourges, her animate Bone Naga form clatters to the ground, defeated. What do you want to do, Matashtai?
Does the bullywug still look aggressive?
He does still look aggressive, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever mental hold the Sethian
ass.
Scourges have on these creatures does not seem to be... It doesn't seem to be a concentration thing.
Non-lethal, I'm beating his ass.
Okay, non-lethal beating his ass. 28 absolutely hits, 9 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna try and stun him. Fuck it. Don't even care.
I hope he resists. Just to rub it in your face.
Honestly, at this point, I hope
he
so too,
resists.
because then I feel justified in his bullshit.
No,
God.
no, Pete!
Yeah.
You smack him once. First time he takes a hit, you just smack him right between the eyes, and he's just like...
Push him over.
Right in the diaphragm.
No,
yeah.
I don't need to stun him and drown. Oh, he can't drown, I suppose. But...
I mean... Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Amphibians can technically drown, yes, but it's not an easy thing to do.
Okay, you've hit him, you've stunned him. Anything else?
Fucking, I'm gonna heal the shit out of myself.
Like,
Okay.
amphibians still hold their breath unconscious because they can like sleep underwater, right? So it's not like auto respiratory is gonna kick in.
I mean, we still breathe when we're asleep.
Yeah, but like
That's the end of my
these creatures,
Okay,
I think.
gotcha.
But he's stunned, right? He's in essence holding his breath.
Yeah. Ashes, you're up. Ooh, please roll me a d20, Ashes.
You're gonna get one of us, aren't you?
Probably not at this point. I think my chance was when the die was hovering on Bones at the critical moment.
Close. Oh shit!
Let's see.
We gotta find the rod. I shout that out to everyone. We gotta find the rod.
Kroken is done, and I know I need to get away from my allies before I like nuke or whatever.
It would be next turn you're nuking.
So I'm go...
not Ezra's next turn, but the turn after that. So you have one more chance to move before you nuke.
I will. Is this guy still up? Because he looks like
he's unconscious. He's the guy who shot himself in the neck.
Oh,
and then went unconscious.
Don't nuke my drow friends.
Your drow friends. Since when were we friends with drow?
What ya boy?
This is that clan that he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if that one in particular, but some of them were House Breath.
I fly over here and touch down. And,
I swear to God, if the goddamn House Breath betrays me, I'll kill every drow on site.
I'll kill every drow. Wow.
I'm just saying, the whole rest of the time we ever play, I'll kill them all.
At the end of his turn, this bullywug is no longer stunned. Ezra's turn.
They're dead.
Yep.
Big boy's dead.
You hear battle still raging to the north, and still raging to the west. And then there is this one bullywug that seems to still be a nuisance to Matashtai. But other than that, the Sethian Scourges have been defeated.
I'm gonna land and drop concentration.
Okay, great. You land. The tempestuous force explodes out from both you and Ashes. Ashes a little sooner than you were anticipating, right? As Ezrah drops concentration. But there is no one around either of you. The magic detonates harmlessly, unleashing torrents of electrical energy into the air around both of you. Anything else for your turn? You actually taking an action?
I'm gonna survey the room to see if there's anything else that is like I'm actually gonna use my action to just see if there's anything that needs to be called out.
Sure. Roll me a d20 real quick. No modifiers or anything like that. Just a straight d20.
I forgot. I did not do that yet. That is a fair call.
Oh, right. Roll me 2 d20s. The first one is for your stuff. The second one is for my stuff. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. Now you are using your action to try to see if anything is going on. So make me a perception check.
My favorite. Oh, it wasn't so bad.
Yes, you can see that Mossy and Risk seem to be holding their own without any real issues.
Do they seem like there's still a lot of pressure?
No, they do not. There seems to be very minor amounts of fighting going on with them. The fighting to the north seems to be winding down, the rear guard, right? And they do seem pretty torn up, but they do seem victorious. The thing that you note the most, though, is that Culp is unconscious on Zetlal's back.
Damn, he did.
Or at least his body is not moving.
He's got an amulet that was forced on him, so...
Yeah, he is not moving on the back of the Hydra.
Vindicated.
I'm going to start calling that out to the party and just kind of being in a defensive posture.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
With my 3 homies.
With your fucking entourage. Gotcha. Bones. Roll me a d20.
Oh. 18.
Okay.
Was that for my thing? Was that for my necklace, or was that for something else?
That was for your necklace.
Okay. What else you need?
The walls of the cavern around you are still quivering, still rippling, but they seem to be writhing less than they were a mere moment ago. That being said, I still need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Think magic.
Your DC now is only 15, though. Okay. You're kind of taking that in. You're taking, like, Sarakath has fallen, and you turn, right, like, after having shouted, "We need to find the rod," right? And you look into the cavern, and you can see the walls are still quivering, still rippling, right? But not as much as they were until, like, there's a sudden, like, surge, a ripple down the side of one wall that catches you unaware, bowls into you, knocks you off your feet, and then there's, like, it's almost like a tongue, like, curls back and scoops you back into the cavern.
Yeah, lick me, baby.
So you are prone, and you are now pulled back into the darkness of the cavern.
Sweet. One big mouth.
It feels...
What that mouth do?
It feels hot and moist back here.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like a mouth. He's lost it. He's fucking lost it.
He's in a mimic's mouth now.
What that mouth do? Okay. Alright, so can I just get up? Like, am I fucking restrained or grappled or whatever?
You try to get up?
Yeah, I try to get up.
You are almost adhered on your back to the ground.
Cool. Okay. What are my options here?
What do you want to try to do?
Can I okay, what if I jump up really fast?
Do you want to try to struggle against the thing that is binding you here?
I would like to acrobatically jump up really fast.
You can try to do whatever you want to try to do. You didn't like that response, did you?
No, because you're saying, yes, you can use athletics or you can use nothing, piece of shit. That's what you just said to me.
No, I said you could try acrobatics. I just don't know that it's going to do anything.
Fuck! Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I reach in my bag and pull out a 10-foot pole.
Okay.
Oh, shit. He 10-foot poling.
I got 10 feet of pole.
Okay. Iconic move.
Which I will then use to pull myself out of this situation.
Okay. To like brace against rock and like push off, basically?
Yes. Yes. I'm close enough to the wall to like pry myself out of this bitch.
Great. Fantastic. Roll me
a pole.
Roll me a d20.
Okay.
Your DC is 15.
I rolled a 14.
That's okay, because your modifier, your intelligence, is a +4. And as you push the...
I don't have a +4 intelligence, sir. I have a +0.
Oh, I clicked on the wrong person. Never mind then. Wait, what?
I wish I had a +4 intelligence.
You have a +0, but you have a +4 to your saving throw for intelligence.
Oh yeah, because I'm a rogue.
Yeah, because you're a rogue. So you have a +4. So, you rolled a 14. I wasn't telling you what this save was ahead of time because it might have revealed something. But your actual roll is an 18 because as you press the 10-foot pole into the writhing cavern around you, you see it make contact with stone and then go like another 4 or 5 inches and then actually make contact with something. Whatever is writhing around you and causing these feelings is in your mind.
My brain place?
It's in your brain place. And just like that, you feel yourself no longer adhered to the ground. You still see everything around. You still see the writhing mass, and you still kind of like feel it contact your skin, but you're no longer stuck to the floor.
All right. I'm no longer stuck. I get up.
Who's the nearest person? Matashtai, by the way.
Yeah.
You saw across the bones, the scattered bones of Sarakath, you watched as Bones looked back into the cavern, and then it looked like he threw himself onto his back, and then kind of like spider, like crawled into the cavern. And then just laid there for a second, kind of like flailing in the folds of the cavern itself.
Bones, you alright, buddy?
There's snakes! The walls are snakes!
Shit. Do I see snakes?
Yeah, you see the walls are writhing snakes, and when he screams, the snakes! The walls are snakes! It makes sense, the walls are snakes!
I'm coming, buddy!
Yeah, I assume that was my action to do that.
Yeah, that's basically your turn at this point.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, well, at least can I be on my feet at this point?
Yeah, you can have pulled yourself up. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Matashtai, that fucking bullywug is still menacing you.
Non-lethal smacks.
23 hits, absolutely. Another 16 damage. You bash him up the side of the head, he kind of like blinks at you and goes like threatening again. Another 12, you hit him in the gut and he raises the spear to like lunge at your face.
I kick the spear out of his hands.
You do. You absolutely kick it out of his hands.
Lord, this man won't go down.
You kick it out of his hands, and as it like flies off, there's a moment where like you have just a free opportunity to like check him across the face, and you hear that kind of like pop as you hit him in the jaw, and you kind of like spin the head, and he just drops. You knock him unconscious, and the reign of Cool the Terror is over. No longer shall he menace Matashtai.
Lobotomized by a monk. Someone's gonna have to help him eat from now on.
Okay,
so great.
That was action and bonus action. Anything else you want to do?
I run in to help. I'm coming, buddy.
Okay. As soon as you run in, I need you to roll.
I'm looking for the rod.
I need you to roll me a d20.
Okay. How's a 10?
10's not great. 10's not great.
It's now a 9.
You run in, Bones, you get to your feet, you watch, you see across the way Matashtai knock the bullywug unconscious, then he runs into the cave after you. You see he runs up to you. Matashtai, the walls suddenly close in on you, and you feel your feet lurch out from underneath you. You are thrown onto your back. Bones, you watch Matashtai run in, look at you, and then go, huh! And just flop on his back.
No, not the mouth.
Not the mouth.
It is very hot and moist back here, Matashtai.
Oh god, it's so hot and moist.
Yeah, what are you wearing a mouth? What are you talking about?
All right. I think that's the end of your turn, unless there was something else explicit you wanted to do.
There's not. No.
Okay. Ashes, you see Matashtai disappear into the writhing cave, and there's some shouting that's going on in there. But other than that, the sounds of battle around you are dying down, seemingly unaccosted.
Okay. What about to the west? Do I hear like?
There's still the sounds of fighting, but not as much as there were a few rounds ago.
Would it be best if I just like stayed here in case some shit started coming through? You got. Well, no, I take that back. If I would have heard a ruckus between Matt and Bones, I probably would have gone to check out and make sure they were okay.
Okay.
Would I have heard their ruckuses?
Yes, you hear Bones shouting about the mouth, the snakes, and then you see Matashtai run in there and exclaim as well.
So 45 feet to get here, and then I'll have to use my action to dash to actually run in. So I'll action dash.
Okay.
What's going on? What's up?
You
What's
run
up?
into the writhing cavern. I need you to roll me an intelligence saving throw. Oh my god.
23.
Okay,
Smart.
you run up to the edge, and immediately, like, you put your hand on the edge of the wall as you're kind of like, what's going on in here? And you see your hand go through the writhing mass and touch cool, damp stone behind it, right? And immediately your blood hunter training kicks in, and you're like, there are creatures that use illusions like this to fuck with people's heads, and you're witnessing it right now as Matashtai and Bones seem to be slipping in and out of this illusions trap, basically.
Hey, guys, it's not real.
So real.
It's not. Get
so
off.
real.
Okay, so you kind of try to call attention to them and you know, convince
use my
them
action, so all
that-
I can do is
Look at the
call.
giant tongue.
that this is not a real situation. Ezra, you're up. Actually, Ashes,
looks
roll
so
me.
good.
Actually, you guys aren't in combat anymore, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to say the things only really activate in combat because
sense
I'm
to
tired
me.
of them. So.
I'm tired of them.
Well, I'm tired of having to worry about it at this point, and the combat's basically over, so that's the big part. Ezra, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I hear the scuffle with the boys and realize how far away from them I am.
You are very far away from them.
Ripe for the picking.
Oh, if I had some assassins, right now would be the time. My goodness.
Yeah.
we
would've been the
hadn't killed Corbett. Oh, he'd be popping up.
Be popping up and popping off.
Straight up one shot.
Some of you already like distracted by an illusion. Ezra all on his lonesome. Oof. I mean, I say all on his lonesome. He's got an entourage.
Right.
He's got 3 companions like he normally does. It's fine.
A Corey of myself.
Yeah.
say a quarry? Like the place you...
Or no, chorus is what I meant.
Oh.
I said Corey, but I meant chorus.
Look, Mitch, he's
like,
fucking discomforted, okay?
And I was just gonna let it go until someone called me out.
You're making him discomfortable.
Discomfortable.
Yep, so I'm gonna go ahead and action dash because I want to make sure if shit's hitting the fan, I am
He did it himself.
there and present. End of my turn.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, what I need now is an intelligence saving throw from both Bones and Matashtai.
Okay.
With advantage because you have been warned by Ashes, but also Bones, you would have it. You would have it because of the actual. Yeah, you've kind of like figuring it out.
I hit investigation, but it's the same thing as my intelligence.
Well, okay then.
Same thing as your saving throw? Oh yeah, you're probably not proficient.
I am definitely not.
I only am because rogue.
That's okay. The DC
I'm
was
dumb as a box of fucking rocks.
That's okay. You had advantage. A 16 beats the DC of 15, so you are good to go. With the assistance, and just kind of like actually figuring it out, seeing with their eyes, and not having their brains tricked repeatedly, Bones and Matashtai are able to see through the illusion in the coming moments. And it is not difficult for you to... Let me double check and make sure I'm not making up shenanigans. It is not difficult once you no longer believe the illusion to be real to kind of find your way through this cavern.
Yeah.
So,
I'm looking for a goldenrod. The flower.
Goldenrod.
It's a rod.
Yeah, didn't fucking Karsta say it was golden?
Yeah, he did.
Maybe I just made that assumption.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Back here, in this, amidst the illusory magic of this cave, you find a iron-bound chest.
I fucking love chests. Is it locked?
And it does not seem to be, no.
Damn
it. Sorry. And like socketed above it into the wall. It looks to be kind of like held by the writhing mass, but you know the writhing mass to be false. And in reality, it's just kind of like hanging in a torch sconce, right? Is a rod-like golden device.
Okay. Do we wait for Ezrah?
Ezrah is able to catch up to you in the next moments, easily. We're out of turn order.
Yeah.
I'd like to, spend some time with this thing before we, fuck with it too much.
We don't have time for that. We got an army bearing down on us.
We need to turn this off.
Use your magical intuition.
If we can somehow stop this now, we
magical
can
intuition.
That's
people
not
from dying.
That's not how mind control works.
How many people have you mind controlled?
I've read about it extensively.
That's less than expected.
You expected him to have mind controlled a couple people?
I mean, like at least one.
That's definitely within his.
There's definitely some kinky mind control parties.
That I definitely attend. Parties in Ezrah, really. We put those hand in hand.
Henry Crabgrass says consent is important, children.
He does.
Yeah, they consent to be mind controlled.
That's fair. There are plenty of scenarios like that.
Crabgrass.
It's a critical role scenario.
No.
Okay, so you would like to spend some time. How much is your time? A minute?
I would
10?
need to ritually cast Identify, so 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
All right, Matt, get ready to knock me out if something stupid happens.
All right, I'm ready.
Am I impacted by this illusion when I first enter?
You in theory would be roll me a intelligence saving throw at advantage because you hear Ashes kind of like calling out about it.
17.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You see through it. Thanks to the aid of Ashes calling out about it. As you round the corner, you're like, okay, wow, that looks weird, but I know it's probably not real. So you're fine.
Okay, so with Matt ready to knock my ass out if need, I grab the rod.
Okay.
I'm like, no more mind control. I think it. I say, no more. Does that?
Are you pooping?
I'm thinking hard. I'm a magic cat.
Yeah.
Magic catting.
Magic cat.
You grab this golden capped rod, and you think real hard, no more mind control.
Sound of battle die down? I listen for a second.
I mean, they have been dying down for, several turns now at this point.
Are there any cheers of victory? Croaks of victory?
I was gonna say, what do frogs cheering victory sound like?
The same thing as everyone. Jubilant.
They sound excited. Happy croaks.
No, there is not.
Damn, no happy croaks.
All right, well, I failed. I keep thinking. I do it as.
Can oh, okay.
Yeah, here you can. I'm gonna keep thinking though. Stop. Release. No.
No. Okay.
But you can do stuff with it. I'll hold it out to you while I'm doing that.
I'm gonna plop down, pull out my ritual book, and begin to ritually cast Identify while he shits himself.
Okay.
I poop next to Ezra.
That's gonna take 10 minutes. Does anyone else want to be doing anything else while this 10 minutes is happening?
Oh fuck! I would like want to go check on the Froggos, but I don't want to like leave the guys here.
Y'all's call.
Well, all right. If you want to like go on like a checkout quest,
I would have relayed the Culp situation and the to the north stuff to you guys before I started this, so you guys know Zetlal is carrying an unconscious or semi-conscious Culp, and our northern front is
knocked out. I missed that.
Yeah, he's apparently knocked out on Zetlal's back.
Okay, well, I'm glad we fucking put that necklace on him. All right. Well, I'm gonna run over and try to heal Culp then.
He can run off the water.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna go do that.
So Matashtai is going to do that. I mean, are you doing that and just immediately coming back? Or so basically, I mean, you can do that in 20 seconds. Right? 30 seconds at most, right? Like, I'm trying to figure out, this is going to take 10-ish minutes.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do that first. I'm going to get that done and come back.
Matashtai and Ashes, because I'm assuming Bones is staying here with the rod? Or Bones, are you giving the rod to Ezrah?
I'm not going to try and end it I'm going to try it for another, like, 30, 40 seconds, and then I'm just going to drop it on him.
Okay, then
I have to be touching it while I'm doing it, so...
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, then I'm gonna loot the room. What do you mean?
Okay, gotcha. Well, that is a different scenario. Then, Matashtai, you go off to heal Culp. Ashes, what are you doing? Or are you sticking around?
I just want to... I'm going to move up here. I'm just going to stand guard. I'm going to keep an eye on these hallways, like here and here. And just, like, if anything comes up, I want to, sound the alarm and engage.
Matashtai, as you move to approach Zetlal, the Hydra is moving back northward.
Some of those heads don't know you, bro.
The rear guard.
I'm gonna still run to try and catch up.
Okay.
Trying to flag him down. and if I get caught up, I'm gonna kind of reach out to Zetlaw and let her know that I'd like to heal Culp quick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the Hydra is not sprinting. The Hydra is just moving towards the rear guard. So you are able to catch up because you're a monk and you move really fast anyways, and because this thing is not trying to flee or anything like that. And you're able to call out, and Zetlal, even with new heads, does recognize you. And yeah, absolutely allows you to climb up her back to administer aid to Culp.
New heads, who dis?
What do you, what exactly are you doing in that particular case?
I'm just gonna walk up and like hit him with some healing hand. I'm gonna punch him a couple times. I think that's gonna be the last of my key points.
As the Hydra watches you closely. There are bared fangs when you suddenly reach out to a hand of healing, Culp, but the Hydra doesn't attack you or anything like that because she is relatively trusting of you at this point. And the healing immediately takes effect. So Culp is healed and brought back to consciousness. In this particular case, whether or not that would actually be the case, I'm unsure of. But we'll play it like that in this scenario. So Culp breathes, his eyes flutter open, and he's conscious, but he is woozy as all get out. He's not just like bouncing back up like you guys do. So
I give him a soft like clap on the shoulder, like, "Nice job, buddy. I think we might have found what's controlling everybody. I'm heading back to the guys now. You guys establish a perimeter back here and just keep it safe."
Okay. Then you return, and assuming that no one else is gonna do anything else, you guys are just gonna establish a perimeter.
Yeah, he gets back. I tell him I used all the magic words I could think of. They didn't work.
Which ones you try?
I said I tried no and stop and please stop and no more and bad and.
Did you try nevermore?
I didn't try that one. I tried no more mind control. I tried mind control beat no more. I tried I don't like you mind control. I tried no with an exclamation point.
You tried bibbity boppity no controlity.
No, hold on. I touched the right. Bibbity boppity no more controlity. I think that one real hard.
It works.
Ashes, you hear the sound of cheering.
Damn, I think that was it.
From the west.
That was the fucking one. Hell yeah, bibbity boppity is the greatest.
I said Ashes. I didn't say Bones and Matashtai. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I mean, Bones does have. Like,
he does, but he doesn't.
Perception.
It's not enough to compensate for like 60 additional feet.
Yeah, well,
true. Close, but not quite. But yeah, Ashes, over the course of the next, 20 seconds, as you move to this, corner and you stand guard, it does seem as if the, majority of the fighting has ceased. And you begin to hear, cries of victory and liberation coming from the, western.
What? Well, you being attacked by a sentient blanket? What's happening? Oh, it's Rachel.
Absolutely.
I don't know. She's being a weirdo.
In the immediate aftermath, right? Before Ezrah can actually complete his casting, his ritual casting of Identify, over the course of the next few minutes, Ashes, first off, you begin to see others, filtering through the caverns, warriors of the Blacktongue tribe, bruised, battered, but hale or alive and victorious. Mossy joins you all in the actual chamber, right? Comes and kind of like stands next to you, Bones. You can see there are a couple of like dings or scrapes on Mossy, but he is otherwise mostly okay. The bullywugs did not have a good time against the Zorn in closed, narrow confines.
Nod.
So
I give him two high fives and a fist bump.
that went pretty well.
That's
actually
okay. Two high fives and a fist bump.
do roll me. It doesn't necessarily matter, but roll me 2d20 just in case.
Okay, I rolled them 14.
Wow. He took 14 damage.
Oh hell, he took less than that. He
Yes,
should have fought
did.
cool.
There is that. And then over the next few minutes, and this is getting close to Ezra completing the ritual, but you see Risk and Izu come over, and I need someone to roll me 2 or 3 d20s. Doesn't matter who. Actually, there are 3 people sitting, so each of you roll me a d20.
Okay. 17.
17, 18, and I'm waiting on one more.
And a 1.
Okay.
Jay, he goes. We don't know what it means yet. Don't be shaking your head. It could be the damage they took. That could be awesome.
Okie dokie. It is over the course of the next few minutes. Risk and Izu arrive. Kind of check in on how things have gone. You can see Culp. Zetlal puts Culp down on one of the ledges, and Culp begins to kind of like hobble around and then disappears, going to check on the wounded. Risk and Ask arrive leading small entourages from the west, or not Risk and Ask and Cass arrive from the west leading small entourages. As Ask and Cass arrive, they explain the situation to the west, and how things went relatively well there. The only issue being that your necromancer friend was cut down and is currently stable.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, problem solved.
But
What?
missing
Wow.
missing an arm, and they are not sure that he will pull through because they do not have magical healing over there at this current point in time.
We got potions.
Do
This is how
any of
Jeremy
you
gets
try?
to the rod.
Do any of you try to do anything in response to that
Yeah,
information?
I've got the rod of healing. I can just go fuck them once and.
So
stop
Matashtai, you
bleeding.
leave to go try to figure that out, that situation.
He
out?
did help us. I think it's right that he survives.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go help him.
As Matashtai leaves, Ezra, you finish your ritual casting of the of Identify on the Rod of Rulership.
Rulership.
And as you cast it, you kind of feel this weird tickle in the back of your skull. And I need you to roll me an roll me a charisma saving throw. DC is 18. Oh! Ah! You feel that tickle in your brain, and then it becomes a kind of like sharp stabbing pain, and you feel that primal energy kind of well up around you, and you kind of like fight it back, you endure, right? And you feel just the slightest bit of a nosebleed. But nothing more. It doesn't progress because you made your save. The Rod of Rulership has some pretty limited. It is exactly the Rod of Rulership that you would see in the SRD. So you can look that up if you would like. And it has some pretty limited mind controlling capabilities. It is being controlled. Might not be the right question or word here. That primal energy in this location has taken hold of the Rod of Rulership and is... I don't know that Ezrah would use the word enhancing its power. It is empowering it, but it is also making it a bit wild and potentially have adverse side effects.
Untamed.
Do I look like I'm from Goof Troop? Oh, damn it.
You were close. Actually, you just look like you have this weird, like plane as a mustache going on here.
I think I look like I'm like from Goof Troop. One of the...
They're called
yeah.
their race is Goof.
The Goof.
As a part of the identify, can I determine whether or not the resource, the usage, has been triggered for the day?
I tried to use it like 4 times.
The rod can't be used again until the next dawn. So it's a one-time use.
I know that, but didn't they try to use it like 4 times? It's like, yeah, it's like we thought. It's a super snake cave. Makes it super cool.
I feel like they were doing something else, but
what they were doing does not seem to have been what this rod is. This rod is more like a...
They're probably just trying to use dominate person or whatever.
This rod is like a mass, single instance, broad mind control over many targets. And Ezrah, with the identification and the power of this place, you realize that this thing has basically been the regular Rod of Rulership, right? Just for everyone, so I'm just going to read it out.
Jay also pasted it in Discord, too.
Oh, gotcha. So it's every creature within 120 feet of you, DC 15, charmed for 8 hours. Ezrah, the parameters of that are very different in this particular instance. The effect seems to last for 24 hours because of the enhancement. And it does not seem to have been used this dawn. But I'll say, just for shits and giggles, with your identification, it's likely that they use it right before its ability to recharge, so that they have access to it throughout the day if need be.
Yep.
Right? Also, the freaking DC on it is way higher here than the base rod is.
It's that untamed.
Yeah, that's that enhancement. And you were starting to see some of the effects while you were doing things, and Ashes was seeing some of the effects due to his elemental magic as well. So this place just has something primordial going on. You find it unlikely that if this thing was removed from this location, that it would remain as it is.
But I also get the impression that the charm, putting the rod in a bag of holding, isn't just going to abruptly end the charm.
Yeah. You basically need to wait 24 hours for that charm to be broken, or the charm has to be dispelled. So right now, your options for all the creatures that are charmed is dispelling them, waiting it out, or killing them. Right? Yeah. And as you're kind of like coming to this conclusion, right, Cass and Ask are reporting on how the battle went in the west, and that casualties were relatively low on both sides. But they were not non-existent because there was a pair of venom trolls on the west side that they were not aware of that kind of made a big stink of things. They do report that Wolf acquitted himself quite well until he was popped by 2 like crossfire bursts from the venom trolls.
Took a lot of damage.
But
that's some beast shit.
But is what it is.
At least you went out fighting,
right? And that Karstus's vanguard of undead worked very, very well, as did the ever-smoking bottle, providing cover. It's just Karstus got a bit overzealous, perhaps, and got surrounded by some drow and cut down. But not dead, just grievously injured, which it is at this point, right, that Matashtai probably arrives in the west around the same time as Culp does, and there's basically like a little triage center set up just south of the ruined temple where you found Yoastel the first time, right? And many of the wounded are being treated there right now. Culp goes around and begins to start trying to administer what magical healing he can to those that seem like they need it the most. And Matashtai, you find Karstus in rough shape. They've tourniqueted his arm, has basically been cut off above the elbow. His left
sweet
arm,
skeleton arm. It'll be fine.
And he's pale. You can tell, right? Like this is a death's door scenario. Like unless they've got really good healers or he gets magical healing, he's definitely probably gonna die. Especially considering infection in the swamp.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's not gonna work. But do they got his arm?
You can ask around. Roll me a d20 plus 5. DC is gonna be 12.
Walk around to some bullywugs. Hey, can you give me a hand? No, Karstus is.
Yeah, they thought to grab the arm. So yeah, there's an arm.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and kind of line it up right, and then I'm gonna add a bunch of cure wounds, just try and heal them up.
It's like welding, except with flesh.
Yeah, I'm welding with cure wounds.
It
He's gonna have a dead baby arm.
doesn't really work.
Okay,
You are able to heal him, right? You are able to bring him off of death's door. And there is the chance, right, like that the arm could be salvageable in the future. But your cure wounds are not able to rebind the arm. It might be different if, like, you were able to, like, if you had time to actually stitch things and splint it together and stuff like that. But, like, it's sheared, like, they sheared through the bone, right? So, like, trying to, it would be a different thing if it was, like, at a joint or something like that, perhaps, right? But, yeah, it's not taking. It needs either more powerful regenerative magic, or it needs to actually be sewn on and tended to. So
we grab the fetish from Zetlal and put it around him and try to like line up the arm and see if that regen works.
You could try to go about doing that and seeing what the parameters are.
Now that he's off death's door, I'm gonna try and go get the fetish real quick.
Make an insight check for me as you're leaving.
Okay. Insight.
Okay. Yeah, you're an insightful person. There are other injured bullywugs here.
Okay.
Other bullywugs that
on him.
Yeah. So there are other bullywugs that are on death's door, and Culp is going around doing what he can. But you know, Culp is not not an incredibly
Yeah, cure
powerful
wounds.
cleric.
So,
So there is a moment, right, where some of the bullywugs that are treating the wounded see you do this to Karstus, and there's like this moment where they're looking at you, right? Not expect it necessarily, but seeing if you're going to do anything else or if you're just going to leave.
Yeah, no, I would definitely help them out.
Okay.
So Mass Cure Wounds does 6 people, so I'm gonna do one of them.
Okay.
Blammo.
All right, so I'm gonna say between a Mass Cure Wounds and what Culp still has in the tank, because he was trying to heal Zetlal throughout the battle to, pull it into a victory for Zetlal, right? So he doesn't have a lot left into the tank, but that will take care of those that are grievously wounded, the ones that are like Karstus that are gonna die if they don't get some sort of magical healing. Right? Now, that is not to say that there weren't others that died in the battle. There were some that died in the battle, right? So this was not a bloodless victory, but your magical healing and Culp's magical healing are able to get those that are on death's door off of death's door. Okay? So that's great. Fantastic. And then after that, if you want to go look for Zetlal to see if you'd be like, hey, let's see if this fetish can do anything. That sounds like a great plan. In the meantime, we're gonna port back over to Ezrah, Ashes, and Bones. Ezrah, you've been kind of like mulling over what the Rod of Rulership is, kind of understanding a bit more about this primordial location, etc., etc. While that is happening, Bones, you said you were looting the room. The only other thing in here is that chest, that iron banded chest that I
loot the chest.
You throw the lid.
Also poke everything with my stick.
Okay. You poke everything with your stick, and you find that the writhing flesh, while it continues, that illusion continues. It is pretty easy to tell, right, with your stick where things are real and where they are not. But you don't find anything else in the chamber.
Hidden snake alcoves.
No hidden snake alcoves. No tunnels that the snakes could have slithered away in.
What the hell was she
like
gonna do? No damn tunnels. All right.
So,
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
I was sure she had a tunnel back here.
That being said, as you throw the chest open, you see that it's a treasure chest. It's filled with coin, and it's got it's got like a knickknack in it, and it's got a scroll case in it as well. So you can mark down that you have found 500 platinum pieces.
Okay.
330 gold pieces, a silver necklace in the form of entwined serpents, and then a scroll case.
Entwined serpents. Scroll case. Okay. Damn, they only keep stuff down here. Hell yeah, fuck that copper.
While that is happening, Ashes, you're kind of free at the moment. Are you doing anything, or are you just mulling about and reporting on things to Cass and Ask and listening to them?
I don't really know what to do with myself right now.
Sure.
I'm kind of like,
Something else I'd like to do.
I feel like the best of my ability, like the best thing I could be doing is finding any people that might still be fighting, anyone that like still.
If you are a free agent right now, Izu will actually come to you, seeing that you're a free agent. She's kind of like rounding up able-bodied individuals, so she pulls you and Cass and Risk. She has a special project that she needs assistance with, and that is removing the bodies of the venom trolls, because they are just seeping poison into the waters here. And Izu tells you that she's pretty sure that some of the sources of the water in Slither Swamp come from the Immortal Vale, right?
I'm resistant to this garbage, so probably best I try to get rid of it.
Great. So what she basically needs is she needs some able-bodied people to pull the corpses up out of the water, and then they can figure out a way to dispose of them, burn them, whatever they need to do later on. They just want to get them out of the water before they're just soaking in the shit for, hours and hours, that type of thing.
Yep.
Because they're cut to ribbons. And it is not a pleasant task, right? Like, it's gross, but not maybe as gross as Sarah Cath just being kind of like pulled over you, guts and organs and all that good
hit
stuff.
In the face with a kidney,
So Ashes is off doing that, assisting. Matashtai is trying to help the wounded, and then track down Zetlal to try to potentially regenerate Karstus's arm with some trickiness. Bones is looting the room. That doesn't take very long, and then Bones, you are a free agent if you want to do anything. And Ezrah, after you identify the Rod of Rulership, what is it you would like to do at that point?
Does it feel like everything's like super hustle bustle, or does it seem like things are slowing down?
No, things absolutely. The battle is done. The battle is done. The Black Tongue tribe stands victorious, right? There might be in the immediate aftermath of like what we were talking about, like all of that scenario. By the time you finish with your identification, the fighting has been done for probably a couple minutes, right? At the least. So at this point, there's still plenty of hustle and bustle, primarily because there are wounded people, but also because they had to knock a lot of people out, right? And now they're trying to figure out what to do about that, right? So Cass and Ask and the rest of the members of the Black Tongue tribe are like trying to find ropes and things like that to bind all of the unconscious people, because no one, like, there were people who turned, they'll report to you, like, there were people who turned during the fight that didn't seem to be mind controlled, right? But none of the ones that were mind controlled, there was never a revelation moment. There was never a them coming out of it moment. They fought until the end. They needed to be knocked out or slain to have it be done.
So in theory, me doing more rituals isn't...
Yeah, you're fine. You could sit here and ritual until the cows come home.
I'm gonna go ahead and detect magic then.
Okay. Another 10 minutes go by as other things are coming and going. Ashes moves away with Cass and Risk to go not run errands, but do important work for Izu, right? You see Matashtai come by looking for Zetlal, and then he disappears to the north, right? Matashtai, you find Zetlal.
How the fuck did you lose Zetlal? What the hell? No.
Bones is hanging out for a little bit, and then Bones, what are you doing after that?
I mean, I guess I'm gonna go help tie people up. That
Okay.
was what I was gonna do.
This sounds great, right? Like Bones goes and employs his expert thieving skills in the opposite fashion by securing things rather than unsecuring them. And then Ezrah, you cast Detect Magic, and you are overwhelmed by the intense aura of magic in this location.
I did take a moment to prepare myself because how eminent the magic was.
You felt it just by being here. So yeah, you didn't walk into this blind. You you had an idea of, oh, this is gonna be something.
This is gonna
And
suck a little bit.
it's intense, right? Like it washes over you, and it's somewhat seductive. It almost feels as if while you have this detect magic up, you're not channeling the magic itself, but it almost feels as if the primordial energy here is trying to hitch a ride on your magic, right? Like you feel it surge into you. You feel as you're kind of like looking around. Your senses when you use detect magic are always different than they normally are, but they're a calculated different. They're a difference that you're aware of, right? But now it's almost like colors are more vivid. Your sense of smell and taste is enhanced, right? It's that kind of like quintessential, like everything seems more, but it's the magic, right? You can feel that it is this primal energy that is washing through you, and it feels good, right? You can definitely see the appeal to some creatures like the Sethian Scourges for being here, but you also, with this detect magic, you feel it doesn't feel sentient, but there's not like a malevolence or an intelligence behind it.
Yep.
But there is some sort of like
Source.
will or need or like push of the magic. The magic wants to get involved in your magic. The magic wants to be used, and it feels, again, not malicious but seductive, right? You're not. Roll me an Arcana check.
Roll him an Arcana check.
15. You're not sure that it might be different for different types of creatures, an immortal creature that has a seemingly limitless lifespan, right, might perceive things differently, but even for you as a half elf, right, like you're not sure sticking around in this area and using this primal magic wouldn't lead to you coveting it and being unwilling to leave. Like it's that seductive. Yeah. So you are not under any threat at this current moment, but if you were to stay here for a few days or something like that, you could absolutely see this place getting in under your skin and into your head.
Does it feel like there's a source? Does it feel like there is something that is binding this?
You poke and prod back and forth around a little bit. The feelings or the overwhelming urge of the magic is 50 times stronger in that little illusion cavern than it is in the big cavern outside. There's no object in there that seems to be like, oh, this is the source or anything like that. But that area itself is just this concentrated focal point of primal energy.
Magic room.
Magic.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything that they are trying to accomplish in the immediacy?
Not that I can think of.
After having moved all the the corpses that'll poison the water hole out
Very
of
nice.
the water. I'll reach out to Zalara and be like, "Thanks for the help."
She
good.
says back to you, "Yeah, of course. That's what we're." Was that you during the? What happened in that fight? Like, things were weird.
Right. Look, I just I just felt I don't know, I felt like you were kind of into it, and I guess I was kind of into it, and I guess I read the situation wrong.
She says, "What are you talking about? I meant the thunder, the right. Like, you were
I thought that was you.
no."
What? I didn't do anything that I haven't normally done. I thought you had done it. That's just the normal shit.
Newsflash, I don't have the ability to just be like, cacao.
I mean, it could have been like another rune thing that I didn't like notice or something. I like.
Do you see
seriously,
any new runes glowing on me?
I haven't checked. I check.
Ooh, looking at her right in public?
No.
Sultry.
You check and she's like, same old, same old.
Well, same old, same old. Like, look.
All right, well, that was weird. I'm not like, great. Cut harder, smash harder, fantastic. But
right.
a little disconcerting that neither of us realized that was
neither of our doing.
Yeah.
I think though what I'm more concerned about is that we probably just got rid of our best lead, at least as far as what Borden's been up to.
Well, I mean, they said when we were here last time, they said that you know, he was going to see the, what did they say, the queen in
Darkness Queen or some shit.
I've got it.
Queen in Obsidia.
That one.
And then there's the other thing that's I'm trying to remember. Was it
the
Selune?
student in Dwamacor, Wreath and Shadow.
Oh no, that wasn't Selune. That was Culp, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
gave the
prophecy.
Yeah. Well, was it Culp? I don't think it was actually Culp that was licking the frog, or was it?
Yeah, it was Culp.
That was Culp.
Yeah,
he was the one that
frog.
went.
Yeah, he did Hypnotoad on you.
Yeah. You will find what was lost in the presence of the Queen in Obsidian.
Okay. Well, so I mean, it's not a dead end then. It's just
right.
Not clear answers. But honestly, at this point, I'm not really. Do we ever run across? Well, no. I mean, we had some clear answers here, just not about this. I guess.
I just wonder if there might be like a connection between Borden and your sister. I don't know.
Look, I'm not really one of those believers in fate or destiny, but at this point I've been chasing my sister through eras, so, you know, when enough time passes, the strange stuff happens, and it feels like fate or destiny, so I'm not horrifically surprised, but we don't know yet.
Off-topic question. How have you come to terms with basically being immortal? Is it?
I don't know that I have. I mean, I guess I've always just thought I could be destroyed. What happens if some dwarven runesmith decides that he doesn't like my yapping one day and takes me to a fucking forge and does away with me? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't like your yapping and has a way to do away with you, maybe you should just shut up.
Do you really think that's gonna happen?
No, I do not.
All right.
I do not at all.
Well,
I looked her straight in the eye.
you you have your answer then. If it gets to be too much, toss me aside. I see how it is.
Yeah, I see how that went last time. Anyways, I gotta get it here. This smells so fucking bad.
Place is awesome. Fuck you.
Okay. In the immediate aftermath, right, of the battle of the Immortal Vale, the Blacktongue tribe stands triumphant due to the aid of the adventuring party that has been their liberators. The battle goes favorably for the Blacktongues, though there are a few casualties. The number is relatively limited, though, because of the bevy of boons and blessings and items and strategies, etc., assistance that was heaped upon the Blacktongue tribe. The odds stacked overwhelmingly in their favor. I need someone to roll me a d6 real quick.
After that D20, I think I'm gonna abstain.
I think Mitch walked away from the D20s,
Yep.
so why don't Mitch you
Yep.
roll the D6?
Don't fuck this up.
Roll a d6.
Four people died.
After all is said and done, actually 3 bullywugs and 1 drow died.
What are their names?
I can tell you if you want me to.
Not cool.
I can go through that process if you would like me to do so. Yeah.
One of them, what was his name? Cool or Kool-Aid or Kala?
No, Cool was not one of them. No. Matashtai specifically specified non-lethal damage, so he was not slain.
Mortal enemy lives.
But I mean, there is definitely some hustle and bustle in the immediate aftermath, especially after Ezrah explains that, sorry folks, there's no real way to deal with this except for wait it out, right? So arrangements are made for many prisoners, close to 20 between 20 and 30 prisoners.
Wow, they did a good job not killing shit.
To be bound, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Quite impressive.
To be bound, and well, I mean, it honestly was because, again, they had such an overwhelming advantage due to the advantages and scenarios that you created for them, that they didn't have to fight for their lives as much. Had it been a closer fight, there would have been more casualties on both sides because of the desperation that kicked in. But because they had pretty much overwhelming advantage, they were able to sweep them. And that's thanks to you guys. Congratulations. So in the immediate aftermath, right, there's a scenario as the many denizens of the Blacktongue tribe have to bind their fellows, right? And there's this weird air of like victory and the desire for celebration, but there's also after about 1 to 4 hours, there's a bunch of very angry, mind-controlled people trying to get free And that basically kills it for the Black Tongue tribe. They basically like, okay, the rest of today sucks, and we basically have to just deal with this situation. Tomorrow can be victory day, right? So there's this laborious process of trying to establish perimeters and get the wounded to proper locations, and then take prisoners to locations that can be more easily guarded, etc., etc. And throughout all of this, right, that's not to say that you guys have to spend the whole day here, but for the next 30 minutes to an hour, you are occupied with your various tasks, going about your business, trying to figure out this situation, whether that's figuring out things with the Rod of Rulership, or assisting with the cleanup and the aftermath of the battle, or in Matashtai's particular case, trying to get a semi-conscious Karstus to attune to this weird fetish, and then
forgot that he had to attune to it.
And then seeing if it will actually do anything. So, Matashtai, please roll me a persuasion at advantage, because Karstus believes you to be his buddy, and in his brief lucid moments, as he comes in and out of this situation, as he his body tries to heal.
Persuade. Yeah.
Okay. You are able to get him, through a matter of like coaxing him to concentrate and think about it, and nope, stay awake. I know it hurts. No, I know. Here's some juice, right? Like,
Here's
type
a
of situation.
lollipop.
You are able to keep Karstus up and going long enough to attune to the fetish. Then what's your plan?
Plan for after.
So-
So he's attuned. I'm holding. I'm gonna get the arm. I'm gonna get it connected up. And then I'm gonna. I'm gonna hold it there. I'll make a splint.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wrap it up real good so it's like stuck there, connected. I'll put him in a sling so it's all connected and tightened up.
Ugh.
And then I'm gonna wrap his whole body so he can't fucking move.
Well, at least let him have one arm out of that. Like,
Yeah, you can have one arm out, but everything else wrapped up.
Okay. You're a monk.
Yep, I'm monkey.
Okay.
E.
Roll me a... Check your sheet in a momento.
I got medicine. I'm good at medicine.
I mean, it doesn't matter which I ask of you in those scenarios, because they're the same. So,
flavor.
Yeah, flavor. Sure. Well, but that's the thing, is it's not medicine. What I'm wanting here is not medicine. It's I'm gonna say it's insight, but specifically in this instance, you do not get advantage. Your DC is 15.
Bam. Bam. He said bam.
Bam.
Okay. As you are going through the motions on this, Matashtai, it's not exactly easy to hold an arm in place and splint it,
I'll get some of his. I'll get
and
some of that drow poison and just
bind
like,
it, and well, it's kind of just like a sheer matter of like you only have so many hands, right? Like, so holding it in place and then trying to bind it and everything like that. And initially you are having some difficulty, and as you kind of like you turn your head to kind of maybe try to call one of the nearby bullywugs over to give you a hand, you feel your hand stabilize. And your attention is drawn down, and you see this almost kind of spectral-ish blue hand hovering over your own and holding on to the other side of the arm. And you see, it takes you a moment to realize, but you see Valena is reaching out from you and somehow actually making physical contact and holding Karstus's arm into position so that you can bind it.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. How come you haven't been doing this all the time?
Oh.
Don't know that I could.
Well, this is exciting.
I've never been able... I mean, years ago, many, many years ago, back when I was still a being, I haven't touched anything in quite some time.
After we get him stabilized, I try to give her a high five.
It's kind of like this weird scenario because she's kind of like interposed
it's
on
like the
your
arm comes
body,
out of my
right?
arm,
Like she's kind of like hovering, reaching out from you. So it's kind of like this weird scenario, which like like that.
Yeah. That could be useful. Maybe we try and hone that a bit.
You say that, right, and you see the hands, right, begin to kind of like flicker and retract, and she says, yeah, maybe, but that's tough. I'm pretty tired just from doing that.
Take a nap.
Might take us a bit of practice.
We got all the time we need.
I feel like we're getting closer, Matt. Not just you and I, but to the rest of everything else.
You know, they said this quest would make me better. I think they were wrong. In more ways than one.
Making you worse?
What do you mean by that?
Wait, what did I say? Did I fucking say that backwards?
I think you said that backwards. You said this
would make me better.
Better. And then you said I think they were wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant to say they... Right. My bad. Fucking blacked out there for a second.
That was pretty good. I love that. That was great. So I'm assuming just opposite meaning there, right? Is where we're going. Opposite
Ash
meaning.
is bloodthirsty as hell. You're becoming a terrible person.
It's different. It's different. Night. Very cool. So yeah, Valena kind of like you can feel. I mean, you've always been able to feel Valena's presence, right? But she does feel more real, more tangible to you in this moment. But it fades relatively quickly, right? Like she does diminish. She feels tired or kind of like exhausted, right? So her presence diminishes back into a corner of your mind, like it normally is. But as she kind of like does that, and you say that last kind of like parting scenario, says, yeah, I think you're right. I think we're both gonna be better. Congratulations, everyone, for defeating the Sethian Scourges and winning the Battle of the Immortal Vale. For completing this task, for defeating the Sethian Scourges themselves, you get 3,000 experience. And for winning the Battle of the Immortal Vale, and doing so by checking off the hidden objectives, the hidden objectives being winning with overwhelming victory and not losing any named NPCs, which they tried really hard to do to you. Both Culp and Karstus trying to go down in that particular fight. You gain an additional 1,000 experience for the critical success on that battle. And if you were not already the heroes of the Blacktongue tribe, you are now.
Yeah.
The new generation holds a position of power amongst the tribe. And they will lead the tribe into the future, whatever that may be for it. But the tribe will sing songs of the four of you at least for the next several generations. Undoubtedly.
Yeah, sing me, baby.
The songs go like...
Yeah.
It's
I love the
throat
score.
singing.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of croaking. Oh, but anyways, congratulations. Time is going to be a little wibbly wobbly. But on the next session, we will establish a firm. You guys can start acting and doing whatever you need to do again at this time, which will probably be about midday-ish on the 23rd. And then we can progress from there. As I said, the Bullywug, the Blacktongue tribe, is probably going to be a little occupied for the rest of the 23rd, since they've got a bunch of POWs now that are very unhappy and will be until the morrow. Yeah. Congratulations. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was the climactic battle of the Slither Swamp, and honestly, you guys did aces on that. Fantastic. Good shit. That's going to be it for this session of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We are on for next week, I believe. We'll figure that out. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.